Welcome to today's video. Today we have a special guest. We have Billie Eilish, and we're going to be analyzing her thought process when it comes to interpreting songs. Ready? Let's go. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Jimena Cabrera. I am a singer, a songwriter, a vocal coach, and a founder of the Singing Panda, a singing academy where we help you develop your voice holistically, that is mentally, emotionally, and technically. And we also help you build a sound that reflects your true self and the message that wants to be expressed through you.
It is top 3 hardest songs I've ever had to record. It's not even that it's high. It is high in my range, but it's not about that. It's about the delivery.
Well, the first thing that we want to pay attention to is that she's talking about how hard it was for her to find the right delivery for the song. She's talking about challenge. She's talking about a difficulty that she had and how she overcame this difficulty. So you see that even these great singers, basically she's been singing her whole life, right? And she does it in stadiums, in front of millions of people. And she still finds some songs that are hard to sing for different reasons. In this case, she's saying that the delivery was mostly the challenge for her in the song, and not so much the range of the song. But still, there will always be something that we need to overcome when it comes to learning. And specifically in her case, even with a professional singer, we can see that if you want to grow, if you want to expand outside of your comfort zone, there will always be challenges. And that's a good thing. That means that you're growing.
I was trying to do a very specific thing with my voice, which was this like very soft, held back, upper range falsetto, whereas I could have belted it, I could have sung it more out, I could have sung it in like more of a choral, like choir type da 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 da, and instead it was like a da 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 da. I used to float. It's really hard to do. Like honestly, it's really hard to do. It's really hard to sound good and be enunciating the words correctly. And
this talks to how much she has trained her voice, basically, because this possibility to choose between different colors that you could add potentially to a song, this is something that comes only when you have trained your instrument. So one of the things that training gives you is the possibility to use more effects, right? You learn how to use more effects in your voice to make your voice sound different and be able to adapt to the different types of emotions that you want to be portraying in a song, right? So what you're hearing is someone who has had the chance to train her voice. And so as a result, she's actually making her choices based on her intention. So she doesn't have just one possibility. She has several possibilities, and she's going for the one that she prefers based on this idea that she has for the song, which is basically based on the type of emotion that she wants to be conveying in the song.
Could have literally done like I used to float and now but that's not what the song wanted.
What she has just said is gold. She said, among other things, it's not what the song wanted. Right there is basically interpretation and artistry for a singer in a nutshell. So when you are wanting to sing a song, choose a song, there is sometimes a tendency for some singers to not even wonder, what does the song want? It's mostly about what they need from the song, because maybe they are approaching the song from a place of wanting to validate themselves, right? So they are thinking, okay, so what can I add? What can I add to the song so that I can show my abilities, my skills as a singer, right? And so there we have maybe sometimes songs that feel a little bit overloaded actually, with effects such as runs, or maybe you end up wanting to try the song a little bit higher, but only because you feel that way you're showing your capabilities as a singer. But the question that you always, the starting point, I think that where you want to start when you take a song, and it's basically, what does the song want? So you need to pay attention to the kind of story that's being told in the song, who the character is, who's singing. And based on that, you make your choices, your artistic choices. And that way, when you sing the song, it's going to feel much more organic for you and also for the listener.
You know, and I could have gone, I used to float. There's so many ways I could have sung it, but none of it worked the way that this kind of heartbroken, almost like you were just crying and now you're singing delivery was. And it was the hardest choice of all of the choices I could have made.
So this effect that she ended up choosing was what we call breathiness, which is basically adding this airy tone to your sound. This might be very easy for you to do. Some people find it very easily. For some other people, they have to look for it. But basically, you're not going for a sound that feels crystal clear, right? So she says that she is not going forward. Usually when you place a sound forward, the sound sounds a lot clearer. So she's thinking about using, just bringing it back in her mouth. So all of these things are things, by the way, that can be learned how to do. This is not something that, it's just, magic, or these are things that you can actually learn how to do. And these are some of the things that you learn when you take singing lessons, how to create these different effects. It's like you have even though maybe maybe you don't, but when you take singing lessons, you learn how to affect these different parameters. It's like you turn on or turn down different knobs inside of your mouth. And so that's how you get to create all of these effects, right? And so this effect that she's talking about is breathiness. For example, I can show you. I used to know. No, sorry. The lyrics went, I used to float, right? So it's very airy and when you use breathiness in songs, you can use it to show vulnerability. You can also sometimes use it to sound sexy. You can use it. So there are different effects that can be used in different ways, depending on the context. They're going to be sounding different. Or you can add more if you have a song that, for example, where you're talking about something that's very sweet and tender, you can also use this effect. So you see that one effect can be used in different ways. And she obviously, in this song, she made the right choice, obviously, by choosing breathiness for this character that she was interpreting in the song, who was feeling very vulnerable.
I had this exact vision for what I wanted it to sound like, and I got it there, and I feel really proud. I think it's one of the best, if I can be honest, and self whatever, I feel like it's one of my best vocal performances I've ever given.
But you were harsh about it. We'd do the whole vocal and comp it, and we'd be working on the production. She'd go home for the night, and she'd come back the next day, and she'd be like, I need to re-record this line, and this line.
Yeah. When I was starting out, I had one way of singing, and that's how I sang. And everything that I sang, I just sang it how I knew how to sing it. And now I have all these choices, and I can play with my instrument. I have an instrument now that I can play with, and it's really amazing, and it's really fun, but it's definitely hard.
So here what we can see about Billie is we can see a little bit into her mindset, the way she approaches challenges in general. So we can see that I love the fact that she's so proud of what she made, right? And for some singers, even professional singers, it's hard for them to listen to themselves because they're overly critical of their performances, right? But it's not her case. She is able to understand and to recognize when something is well done and something that she likes, and she's not afraid to say it and to say it out loud in front of a lot of people. I'm proud of this. I love this. So what a great quality, right? What a great personality trait that we can learn. This is not something that some people have and others do not know how to achieve, right? This is something that you can learn to do. When you listen to yourself, being able to say, okay, I love this. I didn't love this part as much. And so she's also saying that, well, actually her brother is saying that, well, you were also very harsh on yourself. So you see that she is proud of the end result in this case, but during the process, she was also being able to be critical of her performance and was able to re-record the parts that needed to have different takes added. So you see that those things are very important for growth in general. And here we're seeing these qualities exemplified in this amazing singer and artist. So the ability to be able to compliment yourself, to pat yourself on the back when you did something great, and to also be harsh enough with yourself to understand where something needs to be improved.
And I would say that I don't know how to feel was brutal, because it does that, like, you know, ascending, cause I don't know how to feel, and it's so high, and you're kind of sliding at the note. What is the key? Play it for a second.
C.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel.
That how, oh, you guys, I must have done that shit like a gazillion times. I don't know, and the how, oh my gosh. I'm so glad it's over. I'm so glad I recorded it and I don't have to record it again.
I don't know how to feel. So you see that in this part, the specific part which you found challenging, you have a high note that you have to be singing in your head voice. Maybe she also found it hard because it is so airy, right? And also it's a note that demands for an open mouth and more control, right? So, but at the same time, you have to be showing this very vulnerable sound by adding a lot of breathiness. So I guess that she was going for something very specific. She had an idea in her, this sometimes happens to us, that we have an idea, we have a specific idea of how we want it to sound. So she didn't stop until she was able to deliver that specific idea that she had in her head, right? But I love how she talks about her process. I think that it takes a lot of courage to be saying, this was hard for me, right? But I love that she's so open and that she loves to talk about her process. So in the future, if you're interested also, I'm planning on bringing more of her interviews or even the deliverings of songs, because I love how she loves to open up and explain her thought process when she's interpreting songs. And we can learn a lot from singers like her.
The run was definitely tough. I think it was tough because it's in head voice, and for me, runs are much easier in kind of a lower register, in like a mid chest voice. That was the one that came to me initially, and I really wanted to do it, but I was like, I don't know if I can get this one. The second chorus was belted for a while, and that run was belted, and it just didn't sound right. It just was like, this isn't what it's supposed to be. But of course, it's much easier to do that. I was like, oh God, I have to do the soft, you know. Okay.
Nice, dude.
I think I'm good. That run, it's intricate. What is it? Cause I don't. It's fast, it's soft, it's back here, it's not forward.
What I love about this is the fact that she can name what's going on and why it is hard for her to do. For example, in this case, it was for her to do this run, right? So that is what having trained your voice, the possibility that having trained your voice gives you, the ability to not only to understand what's happening and to be able to tag, right, the different parts, the different sections, and understand what is easier for you and understand why also, right? So she's saying that this run started in her head voice and ended up in her chest voice. And you may be familiar with this, and if not, I created a video where I describe the different registers that as female singers we have. I'm gonna leave a link in the description if you want to check that, if in case, I mean, you want that information as well. So what she's saying is that, I mean, for us, for female singers, we find ourselves switching between chest voice and head voice all the time in songs. That is one of the things that we really need to work on as singers, to be able to switch between registers smoothly, right? And here she has a run, which a run by definition is fast, right? So you need more agility. So you need to be doing this transition between head voice and chest faster, right? So whenever you add speed to anything, you make it harder, you make it more difficult, more challenging, actually. So that's what she's saying here. And also let us remember that she came up with the run as well. So it was intricate. And so there are several reasons why this could be potentially hard. And this is not to say that it's not hard for other singers, just that she is showing us her process. And so thank you, Billie. In the rest of the video, they continue to talk about the production of the song. So if you find that interesting, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below. I hope you found this content useful. And now we're going to see what the most salient points of the interview were, so that you have a summary of what was talked about by Billie. What we can learn from Billie Eilish. 1. Challenges are part of the process. Growth isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about learning to work through it. 2. Technique creates freedom. Training your voice expands your expressive possibilities and helps you understand why something feels difficult, so you can improve more intentionally. Serve the song. Instead of asking, what do I want from this song? Ask, what does the song want to say? 4. Vocal effects communicate emotion. Breathiness isn't just a sound. It's an artistic choice that can express vulnerability, intimacy, fragility, and more. 5. Hold two truths at once. Celebrate what you're doing well while remaining curious about what could be even better. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next videos coming up. In the meantime, happy singing, everyone!